واحدة من أعز أصدقائي اسمها كيلا. كيلا ساكنة بعيد شوي عن المدينة، ساكنة بالريف بمكان كتير حلو كله طبيعة. بصراحة كيلا هي من أحد يعني أول الأشخاص اللي شجعوني على قصة الزراعة وخلوني أحبها، يعني بجانب طبعا لبولة. فهلا نحن رايحين لعندها على الطريق. رح فرجيكم الجنينة تبعها، رح نحكي معها نشوف يعني شو في عندها نصائح ممكن تعطينا اياها نستفيد منها بموضوع الزريعة والورود. هي كتير تحب الورود يعني بشكل فظيع. فرح فرجيكم شوي من الطريق لعندها، وبس لحتى نوصل لعندها برجع بشوفكم بعد شوي. Down on the west coast, they got a saying, if you're not drinking, then you're not playing. But you've got the music, you've got the music in you. وصلنا على بيت كيلا. شوفوا هذا المدخل، قلت لكم انه هي كثير بتحب الزراعه. شوفوا قديش حلو. هلا هذا كله عندها يا نعناع، بدي اخذ من عندها شوي مشان الشاي. شوفوا شو حلوين. هاي جاب من جوا عم تعوي. هدول هي عاملتهم على ايدها السنه الماضيه، سوينا كذا وحده انا وياها. كثير حلوين الزريعه. لسه ما علقت تبعاتي انا هي السنه، لازم هلا علقهم. شو حلوين. شافوا؟ هي رح توقعني رح توقعني. هاي هاي. How are you?
We have a couple tomato plants by the house because deer are really bad in this area. So if you can plant plants close to your house, the appeal is that hopefully they won't come close and those will be safe.
So you don't have to build a fence around it?
No, you just use the tomato cages because they grow vertically upright, so you need to have some kind of support for them. So you can either do the tomato cages, which are really cheap that you can use year after year, or you can get like a piece of rebar and stick in the ground.
And that's what we did actually with our tomatoes.
And then if you go that route, then you just need to get like a piece of cloth, which you'll see in the garden, or some kind of zip tie to support them to the rebars. So.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. And that's Kayla's garden. Beautiful garden. Is that new?
So yeah, we've been wanting to do that for the last couple of years, but we haven't done it. So this is the first year we're trying it out. But basically we have cucumbers planted on either side of the fence because they grow vertically as a vine. So the vines will continue to grow up here. They'll grow all up along here, and then the cucumbers will hang down from them. Because whenever you grow cucumbers on the ground, they'll either lay on one side or the other, and they'll get the yellowish spots. So if you can grow them like this and they'll hang down, the sun will be able to get them all around.
Wow. And it's beautiful, and it will look amazing.
And you can do tomatoes the same way on this too, or people use it a lot for gourds that people use for Halloween.
Yeah.
Or to make birdhouses out of. And then here's our zucchini down here. And we actually just noticed today that there's a little cucumber on this plant.
Really? Where is it?
Right here.
Oh, yeah.
And so you can tell by these little, like, I guess you would call them like dots on them, that these are going to be pickling cucumbers.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get enough to make our own pickles this year.
Do you water them every day?
So I try and water like every other day, just because trying to water every day sometimes it's just not practical as far as getting busy and stuff. But if you can water every day, you probably want to, and you want to make sure that you're watering either early in the morning before 10 a.m. or at nighttime, because if we were to water right now when it's really hot outside, the sun is just going to evaporate that and actually take more moisture out of your plants than if you were to just water them whenever the sun's not directly on them.
Yeah.
So for me, like, your garden is for growing food, but it's also for growing things that make you happy, and one of my favorite things that I grow are sunflowers. So you can grow sunflowers from like just the sunflower seed that you use as bird seed, but then there's also a bunch of different varieties of sunflowers, and how you tell the difference is the color of the stalk. Like this is, you know, so this is like one of the specialty sunflowers that's going to be like orange and red. I think they call them like Mexican sunflowers, but then this one is green. So this will just be your average, just yellow, plain yellow sunflower.
Yeah.
So. And they're obviously easy to grow. A lot of people consider them a weed, but a weed is just a flower that grows in a place where you don't want it to grow.
Yes, exactly.
But they are doing wonderful.
They are.
And they're drought resistant, so you don't really have to water them. So we have a couple different things going on right here. These three areas right here with the pink flowers on them, those are actually potatoes.
Oh.
So they grow
Regular potatoes or sweet potatoes?
They're just regular potatoes. So whenever you grow them, you want to typically bury them in a mound.
Okay.
That way, whenever you go to dig them up, you can just dig up the mound and scoop the dirt over, and you'll see. And most of the time, they're just little potatoes, but they're really good to like mix in with your green beans and onions.
Yes.
So that's what we typically do with them. And those are our green beans on that fence row right there, which I can show you.
Over there? Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
please.
actually have quite a few that are coming on. They're actually ready to be picked. I'm just probably going to pick them later on tonight once it's not so hot outside. But
So what is that? You know, when you see the
Yeah.
plant look like that.
so those are from bugs.
Okay.
Various kinds of bugs eat your plants, and that's why you have to treat them somehow.
So you
we-
spray them?
It's not spray, it's actually like what we use anyways. People use some different things, but we use 7 Dust.
Which is
It's kind of like a pesticide, so some people don't like to use it, but that's what works best for our family. But it's a dust that you put on there, and it just kind of deters the bugs and makes them go away. Because if you keep getting the holes in the leaves, obviously your stuff is not going to produce, and that's not good for your plant. So you need to treat it somehow.
okay. Yeah.
And I'm sure if you get online, you can look up like natural bug killer and stuff. I'm just not sure how good that works. And like I said, we just do what works for us. And the only reason our plants are like this is because we didn't treat them early on like we should have. But yeah, you can see once your green beans start getting long like this, they're ready to be picked. And so then you'll just take one and you'll just snap the ends off of it. And then there's your green bean. So over here we have, so that's our eggplant,
Okay.
which we've never grown before. It's something new that we're trying. The bugs have kind of got after it, but I'm hoping that it produces. Whenever you see a little flower on the plant is where your fruit's gonna grow. So you can see that one is starting.
So that's a good sign.
Yeah,
Obviously. Yes.
Yep. And then the rest of these are different kinds of peppers. So
Is that
this-
just weed? You've
Yes,
been weeding?
you have to weed a lot. I mean, we use the tiller, which is what that is over there, but then like between the onions and stuff, it's best if you just get down on your hands and knees and do it. So make sure you
So what happens if you don't weed?
Well, then your plants just start getting ate up and you can't see them. Like you can see where I've started to weed these onions, but before, I mean, this stuff is so tall, you couldn't even, the only reason I knew onions were there is because I planted them. So.
Yes. Okay.
And you can see the difference between these that have weeds all around them versus these that didn't have weeds on one side of them. Like these are getting more sun, that's why they're bigger
Okay.
than those. So. But here's some green pepper plants. You can see the peppers growing on them. And actually what we've recently learned about the pepper plants is that they do better in colder climates.
Okay.
In cooler climates. So if you can keep your plants alive, maybe if you don't plant them later, like plant them a month after all your other stuff, they can grow into September when it's colder here, because when it's colder they'll get a thicker shell.